On September 30th, 2017, an Airbus A380 cruising high over the North Atlantic suffered one of the most dramatic engine failures in recent aviation history. Air France Flight 66 was flying from Paris to Los Angeles when a loud bang shook the cabin. One of the four engines had torn itself apart. The entire front fan assembly had separated in flight, shredding the nacelle and scattering debris into the sky. But when investigators finally pinpointed the failure mechanism, it wasn't overstress, poor design, or conventional fatigue. It was something far more subtle, a hidden weakness of the material that only appears under specific conditions. They attributed the failure to a crack that initiated early in the life of the titanium fan hub and grew progressively until catastrophic failure. But this wasn't a conventional fatigue crack. The fan hub had failed just a quarter of the way into its expected life, based on normal fatigue assumptions. The real cause was a hidden weakness in titanium alloys, their susceptibility to a unique failure mechanism called cold dwell fatigue. Unlike conventional fatigue, which occurs when a component is subjected to cyclic loading, allowing cracks to grow incrementally with each stress reversal, cold dwell fatigue occurs when cyclic loading includes a sustained hold at high stress. This kind of loading is common in rotating components in jet engines, which see high-stress dwell periods at various points throughout the flight cycle, including during takeoff and climb, where engine thrust is high and components experience high sustained centrifugal forces. It's called cold dwell fatigue because it occurs at temperatures well below those where you'd normally expect creep or other time-dependent deformation, and in some cases, it can even occur at room temperature. Cold dwell fatigue is a consequence of the alpha phase within the alloy. The hexagonal close-packed structure is highly anisotropic. Its resistance to deformation depends on the direction of loading. The material is much stiffer when a load is applied perpendicular to the hexagonal plane than when the load is applied parallel to it. In the equiaxed microstructure of alpha-beta alloys like Ti-6-4, the hexagonal close-packed structure has a consistent orientation within each alpha grain. Depending on the direction of the applied load, some grains are oriented such that they deform more easily. These are soft grains. Others have an orientation that better resists deformation. These are hard grains. The softer regions deform more than the hard ones when a load is applied, and they keep deforming over time when the load is held, causing the load to redistribute and gradually shift onto the harder regions. But the danger arises when the material contains a large cluster of similarly oriented grains, forming a so-called microtexture region or macro zone.